Hello and welcome to Valuechain News. I am Naomi Oleribe. First, the headlines. Incentivize IOCs to benefit from PIA. Pangasin urges federal government. Nigeria's oil production in state of emergency. Seplat bursts. Lagos government goes tough on illegal construction of petrol stations. And now, the news in detail. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pangasin, has suggested that concerted efforts should be made to persuade and further incentivize the international oil companies, IOCs, to remain in the country to benefit from the newly passed Petroleum Industry Act, PIA. However, should the IOCs decide to exit after efforts to convince them to remain fails, the union urged the federal government to invest in relevant technical experience. Good financial standings for managing employees must be sorted after. Furthermore, Pangasin in the statement said it has been following with keen interest the spate of IOC's divestments from the Nigeria oil and gas industry, especially the onshore swamp and shallow waters. It said the trend that started in 2012 has spread quickly within the industry and has reduced the fortunes of the developments within the oil and gas fields. It said while it is not adverse to indigenous participation in the industry, it will not fold its arm and allow mediocre to take hold of the national asset and ruin the fortunes of future generations for immediate gains. The founding MD and CEO of Seplat Energy and Executive Chairman AA Holdings, Austin Avuru, has warned that Nigeria's oil production has reached an emergency critical status. He stated that some oil production wells don't get to see 80% of production making it to the terminals due to oil theft. Avuru disclosed this in a report titled "Reigning in the Collapse of the Nigerian Oil Industry," published by the Africa Oil and Gas Reports on Thursday. He urged the NNPC and regulators to set up a war room strategy to deal with the rising issue of oil theft in Nigeria, adding that the phrase crude theft, which crept into the industry around 2010, has taken a new meaning with the entire export pipeline. The Lagos state government has issued a stop work order on a petrol station being constructed illegally at number 1 Robinson Gbagi, Benson Anuro Street, Ajao Estate, Isolo. This is part of the ongoing enforcement exercise being carried out by the government to rid the state of illegal structures. The Lagos State Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Dr. Idris Salako, who made this known during the week, said the move to stop construction of illegal sites was important to forestall disasters. As a matter of fact, we cannot even be talking about checking for compliance against approval that was never given in the first place, and this is dangerous for the built environment as the safety and structural integrity of the facility cannot be guaranteed, the commissioner said. A Ghanaian parliamentarian and member of Mines and Energy Committee, Edward Bawa, has suggested that Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company Limited (BOST) could purchase crude oil from Nigeria to feed the Tema Oil Refinery (TOR) as part of measures to reduce fuel prices. According to Mr. Bawa, several bulk distributing companies BDCs have called on BOST to take up such an initiative, a measure he said is not new to Ghana. Mr. Edward Bawa noted that TOR, with a current capacity of 45,000 barrels per day, has not been working for a long time. They have done that many times. We buy crude from Nigeria, we give it to TOR to process. TOR processes and gives it to us, so our existing stock will give it to GOIL. and try to see if we can force down the prices of the products in the country, he remarked. Shell on Friday released an amended plan for the development of a major North Sea gas field, which British regulators initially rejected last year on environmental grounds. Shell said in a new environmental development plan of the Jackdaw field that it aims to start production from the field, which will supply 6.5% of Britain's gas output by 2025. The British government has in recent weeks urged North Sea producers to ramp up oil and gas output as Europe tries to reduce its reliance on energy from Russia following its invasion of Ukraine. Oil and gas prices have shot to multi-year highs in recent weeks. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has warned that financial institutions promising easy loans and other financial products easily run into trouble and run off with customers' money. The CBN issued the warning in Yola yesterday, barely a week after some financial institutions were shut down in Lagos following complaints from customers. The Apex Bank, which held the public enlightenment program termed CBN Fair, in which it highlighted its interventions targeted at various sectors of the economy, said although the institution it regulates are robust and reliable, it could not say so for unregistered institutions. Before we end the news, here's a recap of our headlines. Incentivize IOCs to benefit from PIA. Pangasin urges federal government. Nigeria's oil production in state of emergency. Seplat boss. Lagos government goes tough on illegal construction of petrol station. And that's the news. I am Naomi Oleribe. Good evening.